Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, September 19th of 2023. We are convening a session of the Tax Review Board. Today's category is real estate. With me today is our board chair, Nancy Cameron-Diener, as well as board members George Matthews, Ryan Boyer, and Paula Weiss. Please be aware that this is a public hearing and it is being recorded. Because the meeting is public, participants and viewers have no expectation of privacy. And by continuing to be in this meeting, you are consenting to being recorded. This recording will then be posted on the Tax Review Board's website. At this time, I'm going to give control of the meeting to our board chair, Nancy Cameron-Diener, who will read in some information. Nancy?
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I'm going to identify two items that are listed on the agenda but should not have been added here, so they were added by administrative error. And those are the items that are identified as 1 and 4 on your agenda. So you can just cross those out and disregard them. I don't think we need to even identify whose names are there because they're not relevant. The first item that we have on our agenda, item number 2, is for Esther Jackson. Last 4 digits of the docket 3966. Property address here is 5247 Upland Street. I don't believe we have anyone here for that petition. Does anyone on the city side have any information that would give us an idea of what's happening here and whether we can or should still expect to have somebody coming in?
Lauren Zerlo for the city of Philadelphia. I don't have any information.
And you're an attorney? I just want to double check.
Yes.
Okay, I thought so, but I want, in case you weren't, I wanted to be able to swear you in. Go ahead.
Thank you. I don't have any information regarding the taxpayer, but the city was going to ask for the board to deny this petition.
Well, we can hold off on that.
They're not here. Okay.
Yeah, let's hold off on any requests. I just wanted to know if the city had any information about why this person would not be here today.
Okay. So we'll hold on that to see if anyone shows up or provides any information as we go on with the hearings. Item number 3 is for Bernard Howard and Cinquette. I imagine that that's also Howard. Excuse me, the property address is 1630 Mohican Street. Does anyone have any information about this particular case?
Lauren Zerlo for the city of Philadelphia. I've had no contact with the taxpayer, but looking at the account, they aren't in an active Tier 4 UPA agreement. So possibly that's why they're not here.
Oh, okay. There was no indication of an UPA agreement with the limited materials that we had received ahead of time. Okay, so we'll hold a little bit on that and come back to it to deal with it after we see whether anyone does show up or provide any additional information. That turns us to case number 5 for Kenneth Tuck. Last 4 digits of the docket 4892. The property address is 6204 Jefferson Street. I understand that we do have someone here on that property.
Yes, hold on. I'm just going to reach out to Mr. Dedenberg.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, I'll text him. No problem. Thank you.
I'm good. How are you? Nancy, Mr. Dedenberg says he does not need his client, so we can proceed. Just give him a second.
Okay, fine.
Get comfortable.
Need more hair.
Okay. Are we ready to proceed, Melissa, or is there anyone else we're waiting for?
No, Mr. Dedenberg, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, fine. Good afternoon. I've already identified the case as our case number 5 for Kenneth Tuck. And so if you would identify yourself for the record, please.
Good afternoon, David Denenberg, Denenberg for Kenneth Tuck.
Okay. Who has this matter for the city?
Lawrence Rula for the City of Philadelphia.
Okay, do you have anyone else who will be speaking from the city who needs to be sworn?
I believe Marge is going to read in the numbers.
Okay, Marge, if you would identify yourself for the record, please. You need to turn on your mic.
Good afternoon, Martin Stillman with the City Audit Department.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth with everything that comes before the board?
I do.
Okay, are you going to be reading the numbers into the record?
I guess there is actually, the only thing due is 2024's taxes.
24? We're not
2000
even, okay.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's no back taxes due on this account.
Oh, okay. I had thought from the information that had been provided to us as an attachment that there were some outstanding obligations. Those have been satisfied, but as far as you're concerned from the city's record?
From the PRISM record, yes.
Okay, that I wasn't expecting that. Does the city have any other comments or information to provide, or should we just be turning back to the petitioner?
This
You
tax
can
is-
turn back to the.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I didn't want to cut Marge off, but that the records that I viewed as well, the only outstanding tax year is 2024, and from the records, it looks like back in January of 2021, the TRB abated 75% interest, 50% penalty for tax years 1995 through 2020, and that was processed and the balances are no longer on the account, and the only thing due is 2024.
Okay. We did not get that updated information, or at least I didn't see it. Okay. Then let's turn back to the petitioner.
Thank you, Commissioner. So there was a hearing that I was at on December 16th of 2020. At that hearing, there was a decision rendered that was dated January 4th, 2021, and mailed out on January 8th, 2021. Our office filed a timely appeal of that decision. That decision was appealed on February 5th, 2021. At no time did Mr. Tuck ever receive a copy of the amended bill that the city was obligated to send out within the 30-day period. That's why the appeal was filed by our office on February 5th of 2021. I then received 4 money orders of $35,920, which was hand delivered to the City of Philadelphia Law Department. And those were the documents that I had scanned in earlier today to pay off all the arrearages from 1992 to 2019. That letter was received by Mr. Barreca, and there were 4 money orders that were scanned in earlier today. It's my understanding that the city did not accept the 4 money orders of $35,920 and continued to bill my client an additional $21,000 for the back taxes. I've been in contact with Mr. Wakefield on 5 different emails, and I can read them into the record if you need the dates.
I think if you would just provide copies of them, unless, does the city want to have, them read into the record now?
No, that's okay. We can just have, if I could have copies.
Yeah, I mean, there were November 22nd, November 29th, November 23rd, and December 1st. And basically what the city's attorney told me to do was to file an appeal.
And what year were those? You gave the month and date, but, not the year.
2022.
Okay, thank you. I thought that, but I wanted your confirmation on the record.
Yep, 2022. And all Mr. Wakefield said is just go continue with your appeal. And meanwhile, my client sold the property and the city billed them an additional $21,000 of taxes that were due, even though this matter was on appeal.
Were they taxes or interest and penalty, Mr. Denenberg?
Again, I don't know because I never got, you'll see the original letter was sent to my client, Mr. Tuck, on January 8th, never sent to me. I don't know if it was interest and penalty, principal. Because I never got any paperwork from the city.
Okay, let's go back to the city for a minute, Ms. Villo.
Yes.
So there was an order issued, and the order says that the TRB, hold on, let me, abated, sorry, I'm just reading this in, 75% interest, 50% penalties for tax years 1995 to 2020. Must arrange installment plan within 60 days. The bill amount is now $35,921.70 due on 3/15/2021. So if the client received that order, or if
What day is that letter?
that is the order that was sent in our system, January 13th, 2021 is when it was put into our system. That's the order from the tax review board.
So I'm looking at a January 8th letter.
Well, that's probably when I got into the.
Right, so
Stop
January
for a
8th, and it was put into our system on the 13th.
I'm the attorney of record. And I get nothing.
Okay, but in the meantime, it sounds to me as though you pay the amount of money you paid, the $35,920 matches pretty close to the total that Ms. Zerillo just read out as what the balance was. And the city accepted that amount, Ms. Zerillo, and zeroed out the rest.
No.
Correct.
No, except that
No.
When's the last time, Mr. Denenberg, that your client received a bill?
He paid at closing an additional $21,000.
Didn't say that. He actually paid that at closing.
Exactly.
When you're saying at closing, you mean at when the property was sold?
Yes.
Okay,
And when
just
was
wanted to
that?
clarify.
It was sold in March of 2022. That's when we were able to bring down the money. Then the city said, no, we're not going to accept the money. And they billed my client the additional, again, $20,000, which was the savings from the hearing that I appealed, which still is not, that's today's hearing. I think.
I'm sorry if I could, and you said that you submitted some payments today, evidence of payments.
Yes, I sent in earlier today the email of the 4 money orders, $10,000, $10,000, $15,000, and $920, which was $35,920.
Okay.
Miss
Um,
Willow, I'm sending you what was recently sent to our office.
Thank you. But if I could just take this time, I would ask a continuance because I would need time to look this over. And possibly if what Mr. Denenberg is saying is correct, which it could be, I just need to look it over. We might be able to come to an agreement on this.
I don't have a problem. It's just, I have been talking to Steve, who we have
So
a,
Steve, I understand that, but I didn't get
any of that. I know, and I've been talking to Anthony.
Right.
It's difficult.
Is it All right, so the date of the TRB, I'm gonna just throw this as a hypothesis. The date of the TRB decision was January of 2021. You actually made the payment in March of 2022. Is that correct, Mr. Denenberg?
No, that
When
payment,
did you, no, when did
no,
you make the $35,000 payment?
that payment was hand delivered to Mr. Barreca. And again, May 9th, could I ask, Lauren, did you get an email to you? Cause I don't. The four checks were hand delivered to Mr. Barreca.
And you said that was May 9th of 2022?
Yes.
2020. So is it possible that because it was more than a year after the tax review board decision, that revenue had negated the TRB
I'm
decision?
sorry, 2021. I apologize.
2021,
Yeah,
okay, my
yeah.
apologies.
Makes a big difference. That makes a big difference.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is close enough that the TRB decision, I'm assuming, should have been,
And that was on appeal, but I never got an appeal hearing.
well, here you
But
are.
I paid the money. My client paid the money.
All right. So Ms. Zerillo is willing to discuss this with you and perhaps work this out.
Not a problem.
Okay. So Ms. Zerillo, can you give Mr. Denenberg your contact information? I guess put it in the chat.
I have it.
You have it. Okay. And we'll continue this.
And I'll send all my information to Lauren, so she has everything I got.
so your recommendation or request is that we continue this matter to give you time to talk with the city and square away all of the numbers. And then I assume you would notify us that you had reached a final issue or final decision on this, and we don't need to meet again at that point. Or if you still have something that needs to come back to the board, you would tell us that we needed to have another hearing. Is that correct?
correct.
I would just ask that a hearing be put out maybe 90 days to keep us on track.
Right.
Yes,
I would
but
get with that. I
if-
just wanted to make sure that,
in 90 days, if nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yes, and in the meantime, if we do come to an agreement, we would let the board know sooner.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay,
Um,
thank you.
All right, I would concur with that, Foloway.
George Matthews, I
and
concur.
do we still have Ryan?
Yes.
Ryan Boyer, I concur.
Okay, and Nancy Cameron, I concur. So that's the 4 board members who are present, who concur in that continuance for 90 days notification if there is something agreed to earlier, or if there's something that we need to schedule a follow-up hearing on. And we thank you for coming in and for
You're welcome.
trying to work this out. Sorry, we've had some communication lapses here in terms of dealing with this. I know I didn't even know that we had fully dealt with a hearing on it. So that just shows that we haven't communicated well internally.
that's all good. It's just difficult during these times.
It has been, and we thank you for your patience and agreement to work with the city and with this board to get things worked out,
Of course,
and especially for coming in today.
that's not a problem.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay.
Thank
and,
you.
You are free to head out today.
Have a good day, everybody.
You too.
You too, thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. Bye-bye.
You're
I see
welcome.
Melissa has stepped away. Oh, there she is. Have you checked to see if we have any information at all for items 2 and 3?
Yes, it is approximately 2:26 and there is nobody here at 100 South Broad Street and there's nobody in the virtual waiting room.
Okay, so for case number 2 for Esther Jackson, last four digits of the docket, 3966, that's a property address of 5247 Upland Street. We should be marking this as denied for failure to appear. Is there any other comment from any other board members in terms of what you
Wait,
might want?
I'm sorry. I apologize. Miss Esther Jackson literally just walked into the room. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Miss Jackson, you are
It's amazing how if you speak up about things that people show up, huh? Now, was that item number 2 or 3 that she was saying that somebody walked in? 2, okay.
Have a seat right here. Oh. All right, no worries. Nancy, Miss Jackson is in the room.
Okay, fine, thank you. I saw someone come in, but I wasn't sure which case. Okay, we've just read into the record your case number ending in 3966, for property address of 5247 Upland Street. Please identify yourself for the record.
Esther Jackson.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth with everything that comes before the board?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Who has this matter for the city?
Lawrence Rillo for the city of Philadelphia.
And
Lauren Burgess for the city of Philadelphia.
Sorry. Sorry, Lauren.
Okay, so we let you figure out which one of you is actually representing on this matter. And if we could have, so we've already sworn in Marge Dillon, and I imagine she has the numbers for the record, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, if you would then please read the numbers for the record.
Okay, we have from 2017 to 2023. Principal, $7,038.54. Principal. Penalty, $295.27. Interest, $986.44. Liens and legal fees, $1,694.43, totaling $10,014.68.
And you said this went from 17 through 23, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Does the city have any other opening comments before we turn to the petitioner?
No.
Was that a no?
Yes, it was a no, Nancy.
Okay, I wasn't sure. It kind of cut off at my end on the speaker. Then let's turn to the petitioner. Please tell us why you're here and what it is you're looking for from this board.
My understanding was, first of all, I had a hearing prior to this earlier this year, and the court had, they dismissed, I think, the interest or the penalties.
Okay, was that a hearing before the full board or just the master?
Just the master.
Okay.
And it was just for one, and I asked him for both, and he said he couldn't. I have here a doctor's note, because I've been down for a while fighting cancer, breast cancer, and I had surgery and everything, and I have a letter from my doctor saying, you know, what was going on. I had radiation, a lot of different stuff, and I wasn't able to pay. And now I'm just getting to the point where I can try to get myself back together. And here, I printed it out, but I missed it. I don't know how to get that. I can always fax it to you.
Can you,
Or can I email it to you?
yeah, can you email it to this email address, right? Actually, email it to this.
So I was asking if the court could please bear with me, because I don't want to lose my house. And I'm really just trying to get myself together. That way I can pay whatever it is minus the penalties, interest. That's all I'm asking.
So you're asking for a waiver of penalty and interest? Is that, do I want?
And
am I
anything
understanding
else,
correct?
penalties and interest and any other fines, like the liens and stuff too, it's a lot on me. And I'm trying to keep my house. But
But we're just trying to get a better sense of what it was you were asking.
I'm trying to get rid of all of these penalties, interest, and liens off my property so I can pay whatever it is, get into a payment plan, pay whatever it is, and just pay it off. That if they work with me, I've been through a lot since COVID, even before then. And he was so cold, he didn't even let me talk. Like literally. And I'm about to send her my doctor's note. It's a whole full report. But
Ms. Jackson, if I might ask a question, do you live in this property?
no, it's I'm trying to fix it up. And so I can live in there.
It's a vacant property?
No, it's not vacant. No.
And who lives there?
Nobody lives there right now.
Well,
But I'm
if no one lives there,
I'm
why are you saying?
I'm trying to live there.
Okay, but you don't live there now. So no one lives there now.
Nobody lives there now.
Okay.
Ms. Jackson, what they're trying to say, they're not, this is Board Member Ryan Boyer. How are you?
I can't see. Who speaks?
This is Board Member Ryan Boyer. I'm not on screen. But what they're trying to convey, that just the legal definition of vacant means that no one lives there. It doesn't mean that the house is in disrepair or disrepute. It's just asking you, do you currently live in a house? And if no one lives there, then legally it's vacant. It doesn't mean anything bad or good. It's just that the legal definition. I'm just trying to explain what they're asking you right now.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. No, I
Not
don't
mean
want-
to imply that it was abandoned in any way.
Yeah, that's what you do. No, it's
When did you purchase the property?
years ago. So I just wanna, like I said, I just wanna get it down to where it's, I can afford to pay it. And that's it. That's it.
May I
Yeah.
ask a
Yeah.
few questions?
This email is not right. It's not working.
Okay, we'll figure it out. City, please proceed.
Ms. Jackson, have you ever lived in this property?
Yes, I did. Yes. Yeah.
When was the last time you resided in the property?
Probably in 2020. And you got two.
In
It's one and then this one, not this one.
Oh,
I'll please answer her questions, I'll do it.
oh, sorry, 2020?
Okay. And when you lived in there previously, do you know, when did you first live there and then you moved out in 2020? How long had you lived there?
Oh, for years,
Okay.
15 years, yeah, years.
Were you on any other tax assistance programs for residences? I don't see a
No.
homestead exemption on the property.
No, never. They never gave me any type of assistance. I never got no help, nowhere.
And you didn't have a homestead exemption?
What's that? No,
Okay, so you just maybe didn't know about it?
no. I don't even
Okay.
know about this.
And do you know when the last time you made payments on this account was?
I was paying the, what's that company? Lineberger. I was paying Lineberger and, I worked that out until I was going through too much. I couldn't pay it. I couldn't keep up.
So the last,
And Lineberger told me that I need to come here so I could get things manageable and then they can help me out.
I am with Linebarger. Just to
Yeah,
clarify,
the guy
we're
Ryan,
representing the
the guy
city.
Ryan, I used to talk to
Yep.
him, Ryan, you know who he is?
Yes.
Yeah,
So the last note of a payment I have on the account is from May of 2021. Does that sound about right?
it might be, yeah, it sounds about right.
I don't,
Yeah, he used to call me and tell me if I ain't pay nothing, they're gonna take my house. So I used to pay something when I could.
okay. I don't think I have anything further.
Anyone else have any questions?
I'm ready to go back and discuss it, Nancy.
Yeah, I have
I'm
one
ready to go
question.
back as well, Nancy.
Are you working now, ma'am?
Say that again.
Is she working now? Are you working, ma'am?
Yeah, a little bit, not like I was, but I'm getting back to it. I'll be able to pay as long as I get the stuff off.
So can you come up with a down payment or something, or just you want to make an agreement?
I want to make an agreement to pay without all of these things on there. If they could get rid of a lot of the fines and liens and all of that stuff, I can make a payment arrangement where they can take it and that the money will be there.
Okay.
Buddy asked you, what kind of down payment could you make? A good faith payment.
But I can give you $1,000.
Okay, thank you.
All right, is the board ready to go back?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, if everyone can just hold tight, the board is just gonna go discuss this matter.
So when I gotta get up,
I'm sorry, ma'am?
I leave.
No, you stay right there. The board is virtually gonna go into a room. Just
Okay,
stay right there, okay?
okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Not received. Can I just take a picture of it on my phone?
Sure. You didn't say that. Oh my God, bad service in it.
Thank you. You did good. I tried. Annoying enough. You know.
I know.
Oh, this is not here at all. This Jackson is not there for me at all.
Here,
I don't know what else they can.
you know what, let me get it on my, cause I can bring it up in pictures. Oh gosh, what is going on? Oh.
Okay, maybe that's better. Okay. It's so hard to see. This is so silly. This is a medical certification. Your service off, so.
That's just saying the medical stuff, but that's not,
Okay, just that you have something from your provider saying that you needed,
an extension for something.
okay.
But
all
do
right.
you want a doctor's note?
I mean, that's what I
can
thought
get
you were providing.
Yeah, I'll get you a specific doctor's note.
Okay, the board is coming back in the room. If everyone just hold tight.
Is everyone back?
Yes, I'm back, Nancy.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
everybody's
I
back.
see the
We're all back.
The board's reached a decision, and I'll just note for the record that a lot of the things we might be able to do aren't possible to do right now, given the fact that you're not living in the property. What we have agreed to is to waive the interest and the penalty. And since we have no jurisdiction over liens, that amount can't be touched by our decision. If and when you move back into the property, we would recommend that you come to the city for information on more things that you might be able to do or support you might be able to get. And that's a very important factor that you need to take into account as you plan your moves on a going forward basis.
What would I be entitled to if I lived there?
If this is your primary residence, you might be entitled to a homestead agreement. There are some, water taxpayer assistance agreement programs, as well as real estate agreement programs. So if this becomes your primary residence, the city has several different kinds of programs for several different taxes that you might then be eligible for.
You can tell me later.
Yes, I can tell you in the hallway.
Okay, so but in the meantime, Nancy, I concur with the decision to abate interest and penalty with 60 days to enter into a payment agreement.
Oh,
Ryan Boyd, I
I'm glad
concur.
you mentioned that one. I had not gotten to putting that on the record. Thank you.
George Matthews, I concur with the decision.
Ryan Boyd, I concur.
And Nancy Camerediner, I concur. You'll get a letter from us that spells out our decision. Both sides do have the right to appeal to the Court of Common Pleas within 30 days of the date of our letter. But I'm going to assume for the moment that neither side is going to choose to appeal, and that this will go into effect. And we would encourage you to start to enter into some payment arrangements and payment agreements with the city in order to increase your ownership and to increase your responsibilities for the property. Thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you very much.
And we wish you well with your health.
Nancy, case number 3 is here.
Okay,
Have a seat. You speak nice and loud and clear into the.
thank you.
No problem. Hello.
Hello.
Ready?
Madam Chairwoman, that was my only matter. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
Case number 3 is docket number ending in 4494. The property address is with Bernard and Cinquette Howard, and the address is 1630 Mohican Street. Please identify yourself for the record.
Sequetta Howard.
And who has this matter for the city? Oh,
Lauren,
excuse me,
George-
I left something out. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth with everything that comes before the board?
Yes, I do.
Okay, fine, thank you. I started to get ahead of myself. Who has this matter for the city?
Nancy, this is Ryan Boyer. I'm gonna recuse myself from this case, as I'm a related party to Cinquetta Howard.
Okay, fine. Thank
Yeah.
you. This will be our last case, so,
I'll hop off. Thank you.
okay, thank you. Who has this matter for the city?
Lawrence Rilla from the city of Philadelphia.
And do we still have Marge around to give us numbers for the record?
Yes, she's there.
Okay, if you would give us the numbers for the record, Marge, you're on mute.
Yes, there is no balance due. There is actually a $67 credit.
Okay. Is that a recent development? Because we didn't have any information indicating that it had come to this
Yes,
point.
we had learned earlier that there was a tier 4 UPA agreement. Is that correct, City?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't have that with the notes I had, I'm sorry. So at this point, from the city's perspective, is there anything else that's due and owing or that we need to take care of in a hearing today?
No.
Just like to confirm that before we would finalize things.
There's nothing from the city's perspective.
Okay, turning to the petitioner, did you still have anything that you thought was open and due and owing at this point? Or from your perspective as well, is this matter closed?
Well, I know I have been paying the city, on, other, property as well, so I haven't received anything and I didn't know why I was down here. But I still came anyway to find out what's going on. That's all.
Or you're paying on this real estate tax bill pursuant to an agreement?
Yeah,
Do you live in this property?
yes, and no, my brother live in that property and I do too as well. And
And what is the address 6542 Ogons Avenue?
that's my home.
That's your home. You live there.
That's my home.
Okay, and what's the property 1630 Mohican Street?
That's my home as well as my father. My father left me inheritance, where so my little brother stay there, where so I have no problem with that. And I have agreement and he paying the taxes.
Ms. Rillo?
I'm getting confused.
I
what
mean,
is
that's
the-
interesting, and that's something I can note for the for her file, but as of this point on the interest and penalty appeal before you right now, there's nothing due and owing.
Then the
Fine.
decision is no action needed.
No action needed. What me neither. Fine, enjoy your day.
You need to just keep paying your agreements.
Yeah.
Okay, Nancy?
Okay, so from our perspective then, we mark this as
No action needed.
no action needed. Yeah, I was trying to think of any other thing we needed to add to it.
Oh, well, I do have to come down here for the 25th for water.
Yes,
that's-
those hearings
that's
are
not
done
part of
separately.
today's hearing.
Different, other than that, no, I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay,
Willa Weiss, I
Thank you.
concur.
Thank you.
George?
George, did you say you concurred?
Yes, I concur with the decision.
And Nancy Camerodiner, I concur. So that's the three parties who are still here on the job on this item. You'll get a letter from us that spells out our decision. Both sides do have the right to appeal to the Court of Common Pleas, but I don't see any reason why anyone would want to, since it appears that the matter has been satisfied. So we thank you for coming in today, helping us to clarify what should be on the record, and we wish you well on continuing to improve the property.
Yes, I am. Yes,
Okay, thank you very much for coming in.
okay.
Anything else? So we don't have anything else scheduled on the record, but is there anything else anyone wants to bring up for today before we close?
Nope.
Seeing no one coming forward with that, this hearing is adjourned. Thank you all.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Great day.
Bye.